The one you sent me? That
the one that we cruised.
screamer?
Dude.
The fucking screamer.
I know I sent it to you, but I want to send it again because I had a couple different pictures. Jake's probably going to be upset that I didn't share the ones that he took because his phone camera is pretty legit and mine is just average.
Fucking Android.
I'm sorry, dude. I love Apple's computers, but I have zero desire to do anything with their phones.
I just love how it's idiot proof, and I'm an idiot.
But we're here. It is Monday. This is episode 260 of Snakes and Stogies.
Whoa.
Which is brought to you by Fulvius Apparel, fulviusapparel.com. Use the code THN at checkout. Get 15% off your order. That is the exclusive promo code for THN listeners and viewers like you. Be it a shirt, be it a hat, be it a mug, be it a hoodie. The new in situ stuff. So UPF poly shirts that are hooded, long sleeve. Give you that extra layer of protection from the nuclear explosion in the sky.
The fallout of hitchhikers.
I got one of these new LEP shirts here.
Damn, boy, look at that. Look at that shit, bro. Man. Club King it up.
So go check that out. I am going to work on getting some more stuff added into the in situ line so that there's more options. Time has not been my friend. And I've also just been very unproductive lately and just not really wanting to do much of anything. So
story of our lives, probably man.
Call that depression of some sort. Who knows? But here we are.
Yeah, it might be depression, but it also could just be like, dude, we do a lot, man. You know, and like, this is our baby. This is our love, our passion. But sometimes you just gotta hand that little kid an iPad and watch some Netflix. That was a joke, people. That is a joke. Sorry.
It's the standard now for childcare.
Yeah. Did you guys
see effective.
Did you see the new Toy Story 5 movie trailer?
No.
It is fantastic. I guess all the toys got handed down to, I guess it's Andy's kid now, like a little girl who's like 2 years old or whatever, and they give her an iPad or a tablet, I should say, and the tablet talks. And now it's like the toys versus the tablets. It's super millennial brain teaser. Love it.
When I was a kid, it was Small Soldiers.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of look back on that now and watch. It's a little creepy. It's kind of
creepy.
It's kind of creepy. Yeah, a little dark.
A little creepy.
I don't know. But what's not creepy is the incredible cages and racks at blackboxcages.com. How's that for a transition there, Phil? You like that? It's pretty good.
Love it. Smooth like silk.
Smooth. Boy, call me butter because I'm on a roll.
Mm-hmm.
Racks, cages, like I said, you need it. They probably have something that'll fit your needs. Build quality is unmatched. Shipping and packaging, as far as how they're getting it from A to B, also, I don't think we found anybody yet that can top it. It's
no one can top it.
Truly impressive how Clint can package a pallet and everything arrive like in one piece, no scratches, no nothing. Just
bro, 2 foot, 3 foot, 5 foot cages assembled. 6 foot. Well, I don't know. Do they do the 6 foot assembled?
6 foot aren't assembled.
No, not assembled. But all the other smaller sizes assembled. No cracks, no dings, no damages. Tip-top service.
You can get them with LED lights, get them with UV light fixtures, get them with heat panels, get them with just
locking mechanisms.
There's so many options from the ground up, literally toe kicks to dollies, all the way up to various lighting options. You can check that out at blackboxcages.com. And then you need to get you some coffee. You need to get it cold-blooded caffeine, get that Snakes and Stogies blend. We're biased. It's good. Mexico and Rwanda together in a bag. Where else are you going to find that? I think the answer might be nowhere. Use the code SMOKE at checkout. That'll get you 10% off your order. And then we get a little something. You get a little something. Rainforest Alliance gets a little something. Cold-blooded caffeine gets a little something. Everybody gets a little something. And you get probably the most delicious coffee you'll ever have. whether it's our blend or one of the others. They have a ton of other blends available, whether they're house or affiliate. But again, we're biased, so we recommend you get ours because it's fantastic. So,
tis.
What are you smoking? You already start on something?
I did. So I told you I tried to get a jump start on tonight. I was like 45 minutes early, and then my computer was being stupid. It was like you only. Yeah, well, I was trying. I still was late, even though I got here early. And the computer's like, you have 5 megabytes of free space. You can't record shit, me. So I had to do some purging of old data. I started off with an extremely hefty appetizer, Aganorsa Leaf Supreme.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, man, Supreme Leaf, box pressed. Is it a box pressed Toro?
It's like a soft box, like semi.
Yeah. But showstopper. I like that it started off spicy and then mellowed out, and it's just a great cigar, man. Just killing it. And then if I feel so inclined, Rocky Patel 30th anniversary.
Oh, you did it.
I did it.
I want to watch you smoke that so I can see the disappointment on your face that you're inevitably going to have.
Well, here's the thing. So this is
enjoy that Supreme Leaf, buddy. Enjoy it while you can, because as soon as you switch over to that, you're gonna be upset that you spent the $25 on that.
Well, let me put it this way. So this particular Rocky Patel Tiffany Blue Label 30th anniversary Lucy stick is not out yet. This is a special early release stick that was gifted to me by the good boys at Cigar Grill in Fort Lauderdale. Check them out. They're online, cigargrill.com. Selfless plug. No, we're not an affiliate. They're just friends, and they have a lot of cool cigars. I bought, with my big boy grown-up money, the actual Tubo 30th anniversary, which, by the way, I'm going to send you a picture because it's so fucking cool. Pardon my French, kids. It's not just a Tubo. It's a solid brick of billet aluminum machined flawlessly to kind of be a pseudo individual stick humidor. I'm sure you could probably stuff like a Boveda pack in there, but it is, you're paying for the tube. You really are. But beautiful aesthetics, bro. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, that's because all the money went into that, not the actual blend itself.
Well, we're gonna find out. I'm gonna smoke it.
It went into all the flash and none of the sizzle, like all the sizzle and none of the steak.
But it goes very handsomely with my Tiffany Blue Rocky Patel lighter.
That's what got you, was the Tiffany Blue.
I am a
like a moth or one of those blue electric light things.
Fanatic for Tiffany Blue. Fanatic for Tiffany's. I'm just poor, so it doesn't really work. But I just sent you a picture of the lighter and the Tubo, bro. I got to be honest. I have no regrets. It could taste like week old straw from the barn, and not in a good way. I'm still happy because it's a sexy combo. It's a sexy combo. Just saying.
The Emerald's better, dude.
Well, I also got now I'm going to forget what the hell it's called. I also got the Plasencia. Where the hell is it? I finally had a Plasencia 151 black label, which was absolutely delicious. I had that the other night. And now where is it? I took a picture and now I can't find it, and I'm that guy. Well, let me show you this picture. And it takes you 14 hours to find it. Damn, I want to say it's there. It's an anniversary stick. It's only 1,000 made. I don't know. I'm ruining everything.
One of the Almas or something?
No, it's not. Hold on. Oh, God, I'm that guy, aren't I? No, but I really do like the Alma Fuerte. Both the green and the black were pretty awesome. I don't know what it is. It's a special fancy smants one. It's only 1,000 of them. Go check them out. Plasencia is awesome. So there you go. What are you smoking, sir?
So Raj got Tatuaje back in.
Nice.
Got all the Kahonu stuff back, but then he got these Fostos.
What is that? I don't think I've had that.
It came out last year. I did some looking last night because I wasn't sure what the blend was, and my uncle was asking me.
Yeah.
It came out in May. This is like a Corona Doble.
Nice.
1350. It is Ecuadorian Habano with Nicaraguan filler and binder, and it is actually really freaking good.
Hell yeah, man.
There was two sizes. There was a Toro, and then there was this, and I was like, I was kind of skeptical to go with the bigger one the first time because usually, thinner ring gauges are the way to go if you want to kind of get a good first impression of a blend. But,
yeah.
I actually prefer this over the Toro, and it's like a 60 by 8 or something like that. It's kind of ridiculous, but very good. If you see them, get one. They're fantastic. So.
Excellent. Yeah, man. Tatuaje's got some great stuff, man. I was just scrolling Instagram, and I guess the owner, I can't remember his name or founder, and he's like
Johnson.
Yeah, Johnson. He's like, Johnson here with Tatuaje. Funny name, great cigar. And I was like, that's a good fucking intro, man. So, but tobacco, is that your only stick tonight?
Yeah, because I had a
Okay.
black label Tatuaje that I smoked earlier, and I got to like the last third of it, and then it kind of took a turn, and I got frustrated because I ruined a Zippo on the laser, and so I got mad and went inside.
Sad panda.
Because blank Zippos are expensive as shit, and I ruined it.
That's
so it's $30 right down the tubes.
Is it really 30 for the whole unit?
$30.
You can't just buy the hull?
No.
Really?
Oh, blank Zippos are okay. So I take that back. It was like 23.
Yeah, still.
But still, it took like a week to get here, and I was like, it was the last thing I had to put on it, and it got messed up because I didn't calibrate right. So,
damn,
I got real mad at myself because it's also a birthday present for somebody, and
damn,
now I got to hunt down another one.
I found the picture. Not to shift gears, but it's the Plasencia Edición Especial 2026. So, green label, green wide berth. No, green label band, green band. It's a band with the Plasencia leaf on it. Very excited to eventually smoke that. Something I learned on Instagram. All you cigar enjoyers out there and listeners of our show, have you ever tried to peel the band off of a cigar a little too early and it just rips or the glue is shitty? Apparently, the bands are pushed back on purpose so that when you get to the third of the cigar, the last section of the cigar, and the cigar starts to warm, it actually melts that adhesive and makes it easy to peel. I never felt stupider.
That's what I've heard, but I've never. There's been plenty of cigars that I've smoked where I got to that point and that thing wasn't coming off, wasn't happening. Especially Romacraft stuff, because Romacraft put their bands on with like freaking E5000 or whatever it is. That's
Romacraft uses Gorilla Glue on their bands. Yeah. Every Cro-Magnon has just a slathering of Gorilla Glue.
Yep.
So, well, we have a very cool guest tonight. Would you like to introduce him, Smitty?
It's been a kind of a long time coming because I've been meaning to have Zach on for a while. And like I was telling him before we started, like you and I are both trying to get in the habit of like getting people lined up like we used to, and like kind of get in the habit of putting more effort into getting stuff sort of situated ahead of time. So we were going to have Zach on last week. Schedule, didn't happen. So we pushed it to this week, but he's here, and it's Mr. Zach Van Arsdale. He is here to talk about what he's keeping. He's in Colorado, so we're going to talk about some herping, talk about the Rattlesnake Conservancy a little bit, all that good stuff.
I actually jibber-jabbered with Rob Stone a little earlier this evening, and he says that Zach's a stand-up fella.
Oh, really?
If you get the stone of approval.
The stone of approval, yes.
That's
well, I'm honored.
It's like being knighted almost.
Yeah.
Almost.
There you go.
Yeah. Hell yeah. So what's up, Zach?
How we doing? I'm pretty good. Yeah, a little tired. I went herping earlier today, so probably should have saved my energy, but
We have
here we are.
we're so sad for you. Oh geez.
Oh no, yeah,
Oh, I'm so tired. I was out in the wilderness taking pictures of amazing animals. Woe is
yeah.
me.
Oh dear me.
Dear me, yes. So
Are you looking for
before
con color? Are you in
What?
con color territory?
No, that'll be Western Slope, Colorado. I'm Eastern Slope.
I was gonna say he's out looking for con color.
yeah.
I wish.
Poor
I
thing.
wish.
Are you before we get going, are you indulging in an adult vice this evening?
No. This is just water. This is just
Okay.
water. Yeah.
Fair enough.
No, I've been up for over 12 hours. Yeah. I'll probably have a beer later tonight, but
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, welcome to the show, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
The yeah, I mean, what do we want to dive into first?
yeah.
Do we want to do the Cliff Notes version or the what is the abridged considered the short version too?
Yeah, a bridge would be short, but I mean, we give we typically try to give when we don't talk over the guest. Excuse me, the guest the opportunity to tell us a little bit about yourself. Man, I can't talk tonight. It's horrible. How you got into herping, how you got into reptiles, amphibians, creepy crawlies, dinosaur kid, whatever it is. You can give us the abridged version, or you can go in depth. We have plenty of time to hear all about you.
Word. Well, it's pretty run of the mill story. You know, you already said it. Dinosaur kid growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, the classic story, classic trope. I mean, I've always been in animals. Ever since I could, walk. I wanted to go to the petting zoo, wanted to go to the reptile house, catching toads, catching garter snakes, catching grasshoppers, whatever you can. Yeah, just out catching stuff. I remember, elementary school, a lot of classmates, different friends of mine had reptiles, which just, kind of fed the curiosity. My best friend, long-term best friend, actually had a whole bunch of turtles. His nickname growing up was Turtle. He had a very interesting setup. And this is elementary school, he had a bunk bed. He slept on the top bunk. Bottom bunk was two like koi pond, the liners, the big tubs. One half he had two box turtles, and the other half he had slider turtles underneath a bunk bed. So
That's pretty
That's
awesome,
cool.
man.
Yeah.
That's
Right?
super cool.
For like a fourth grader to have that in their room. So
Dude, my mom would kill me.
yeah, right, exactly. What cool parents, so that obviously definitely fed into a lot of the endeavors, a lot of the adventures, and we would go out and catch garter snakes, and classic story. And then growing up, I had leopard geckos, water dragons, bearded dragons, frill dragons. Mom had one rule: it had to have legs, so no snakes. It was the only rule she had. So I mean, I kept everything else. I had tiger salamanders and fire skink at one point. And
Isn't it not to interrupt you, but isn't it amazing how all of our mothers shared that same sentiment?
Yeah.
And I never understood that. Like at one point I had like plated lizards. And like I remember being in high school and having plated lizards, like multiple different species of plated lizards. I'm like, Mom, this is literally a snake with like little baby legs. She goes, they have legs. It's not the same. It has ears on the outside of its body. It's not the same. I'm like, kudos to you for realizing that. Yeah. But still, I just think it's hilarious that we're all in that same boat. But go on, please.
Not me.
No, for sure. And those plated lizards, I'm going to assume, were probably iller tempered than like most snakes you could keep too.
No, man, I got lucky, man. I had awesome plated lizards. Yeah, dude.
Oh, did you? Okay.
I had was it Longicutus and Sudanese? I had some Mozambique stuff. Anyway, continue. Go on. Sorry.
You're good. No, you're good. Yeah. So that was the one rule, was it had to have legs. So as soon as I was out of the house for college, I had snakes. Immediately I got a snake. I think it was like the first week I left the house, I got a snake.
Hell yeah.
For everybody once they move out, like finally.
Yeah,
man. I'm not buying a mattress first. I'm gonna go get a cage.
Literally.
Side of it.
Yeah.
It's like that dude meme where it's like girls when they leave the nest and it's like all furnished and pretty and like homey, and it's like dudes when they leave the nest and it's like a folding chair. Yeah, it's a camping chair, an Xbox on the floor, a mattress on the floor, and a TV on a TV on a milk crate. You know,
that plus the snake cage in the corner.
Yeah, just a wall of vision cages. That's
exactly.
It.
Yeah. So a first official snake that wasn't just a garter snake that I caught was an albino boa, albino common boa,
Cool.
BI. And then it was just rabbit hole from there. I mean, I had, I can't even remember. I had a beauty rat snake, bull snake, white-lipped python. I can't even remember everything. I was just collecting them like Pokemon cards, not the best practice, nowadays, but, different time, different era.
You know, it is. So. That's you learning what you like.
Yeah.
It's you learning what really as Smitty says, rustles your jimmies.
Yeah. Exactly. So we did that for a while. Yeah. And that was actually in Florida, at the time.
Where at?
Orlando area.
Okay, cool.
It was Orlando area. I've moved around a lot, as we'll probably get to, in this. I've lived in Florida 3 times, Colorado 3 times, Utah once, born in Chicago, North Carolina, Nebraska. So I've kind of been around. Most of that time has been Colorado, but a good chunk of that actually has been Florida. So, but yeah, then that was all Florida for college, and then I moved back to Colorado, my old stomping grounds. Just felt right, and then that's kind of when we started to focus our collection a little bit. There was still some kind of nuancing and figuring out what we wanted to keep, but with time, it made more sense. Yeah, and then that kind of leads me up to the collection I have now. And then I've always loved being outdoors, hiking, but it was probably, I would say, around the time of the lockdown of COVID, where I mean, we couldn't go anywhere. You couldn't. You were advocated to like not be in a group, not go in a building, not see people. Yeah. So, what better excuse to get outside? So I started hiking more, and then I eventually found out what herping was more formally. I mean, herping my whole life. When you're 5 years old and you're out in the dirt catching garter snakes, that's herping. We don't call it herping, but that's essentially herping.
1000%.
You just harness your 5-year-old energy pretty much. But once I got more formally, quotation marks, into herping, around the time of COVID, then there goes rabbit hole number 2 to fall into. So, and then that's me in a nutshell: herping and snake keeping and breeding.
That's great, man. That's awesome. That's like you said, it is very reminiscent of all of our intros into this, except for Smitty. Smitty was allowed to have snakes.
Yeah,
we can't all have cool parents.
I know. Yeah. I've said it multiple times on multiple podcasts. Like, I'm so lucky to have the parents that were cool enough to let me keep that stuff within reason.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Well, and like I blame my mom. Like, she's a good egg. She's actually come a long way with the whole snake thing, but I blame my 20 something years of snake stuff on her. I was like, look, if you would let me have snakes as a kid, I wouldn't have a room full of them now.
Right.
Well, that's probably a lie, but who knows?
It's just, what other hobbies can you think of though, where like the way people get into it is almost identical from like person to person?
Yeah, isn't that wild?
Besides, like trains maybe, or something where it's I don't know. Like I never hear of any other hobby where the story of someone's interest sort of cropping up from it being so similar to everyone else's.
I mean, I guess like sports. If you're a big sports person, whether it be you played soccer as a kid or flag football, and then you went football in high school, you know what I mean? Like there's, other than that, I can't think of another.
Yeah, but even then, hobby. It's like there's 2 ways people get into herps. You were either into dinosaurs or you caught a garter snake when you were a kid.
That's true. It's very true. At least in this continent.
It's very rarely, I won't say never, but it's very rarely anything outside of those. You know what I mean? It's almost eerie to me that that everyone's story is so similar. Because I was a dinosaur kid, like that's what it was for me. It was
Of course.
dinosaurs all the way. You know?
Yeah, man. Dinosaurs for
It's
life,
interesting.
dude.
It's just something I've thought about. I can't think of anything else.
You should write a paper on it.
There's got to be some sort of phenomenon behind it. Someone should study it.
Be. Especially since like my generation was like OG Jurassic Park, right? And then now you still have Jurassic Park movies coming out, so the kids are still, you know, but they're still watching like dinosaurs in that regard. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It is a fascinating thing.
They're watching like the hybrid ones though that are.
Yeah, but and I think like I had Dinosaurs the show. You remember that? The whole Not the Mama thing.
Yeah.
Dude. Like Land Before Time, which is horribly fucking traumatic.
God, dude,
I will not watch that shit as an adult. Oof. God.
There's this drum dude on Instagram that does like Midwest emo covers over like super. You probably see it, Zach, I'm sure, but like over super sad scenes from stuff. And he did Littlefoot when mom died.
Oh God.
With like, oh my dude, it was devastating. I commented on the guy's video and was like, "Fuck you."
Yeah, man.
It's messed like, up, dude.
I know. I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say something that's probably taboo for a lot of people, but like Bambi never bothered me, man. You know why? Because Bambi's mom got fucking eaten. She fed somebody's family. You know what I mean? But like Littlefoot's mom, that just the whole planet's gone. You know, that's extinction. Yeah. Anyway,
it hardened us as individuals for
it did.
The tests we would come to find as we got older.
That's what we're calling it. So Zach, yeah.
What are you keeping?
What are you keeping? Yeah. See the enclosures behind you look great.
Stuff.
Yeah.
There's tubs. There's glass. I love it.
Yeah. I don't know if you can hear it, but you might not be able to. But my beaded lizard's going nuts in the background. That's one. I keep a beaded lizard. Rio Forte beaded.
Nice.
Actually, there you go. You can see her in the shot.
Oh yeah.
Is she pleasant or is she ornery?
She's a little in the middle. She has her moments. Her nickname is Drama.
Nice.
Aptly named.
That's good.
It is entirely snakes otherwise. And then my two cats that you saw me petting earlier. But yeah, it is entirely snakes otherwise. And in fact, it is entirely colubrids other than my two boas. I have two BCCs, two Suriname boas, which I've paired. So fingers crossed I get babies this season.
Hell yeah.
Mom's super swelled. I'm pretty sure she's got to be gravid. We'll see what happens there. But everything else are colubrids or colubroids, I guess, too. You could throw in there. I have Florida pines, two Florida pines that actually just this morning laid eggs. She was a single day late for celebrating Mother's Day. She's already a mother, so she can celebrate Mother's Day. But I have two Florida pines. I have two Mexican pines, Jane I have bull snakes. Gosh, I have them all in the room, and I'm just blanking on what I own.
It's cool, man. It happens.
I have I have two unicolor cribos.
Hell yeah.
Let's see here. Let me just look at my snakes. I have northern pine, a couple hognose, plains hogs, Mexican garter. What am I forgetting? Yeah, a lot of pits, a lot of Western U.S. pits, a couple Eastern U.S. pits, Thamnophis. I've actually scaled down my collection a lot as of recently, just wanting to go herping more often and then electing to go back to school. I've just had less time. For my collection, I say that, and I actually just bought a new snake the other day. I got a Mountain King, Madrian Mountain King.
Nice.
So I'll have to get a male here pretty soon. But it's a lot of colubrids. I'm really big into North American stuff, North American colubrids. I almost forgot. I have one Blue Beauty rat snake, Blueberry, aptly named Blueberry. I was into Asian rats for a while. There, I had the Kunasar Island Japanese rats. I had a pair actually bred the Vietnamese Blue Beauties for a while. I I'm actually selling my last of my holdbacks from my Korean rats. I used to have Korean rats, but I've just started to segue more into North American stuff, North, Central, South American. Oh, how can I forget Spoloides? I have 2 tiger rats too that are also put together. That I don't think she's gravid. Unfortunately, she doesn't seem to have, doesn't look gravid.
Nicaraguans?
One South American, the other one's a mystery box.
Cool.
And is there a particular reason behind the sort of the transition from old world to new world?
Well, I just sort of the old world, it was kind of a mix of old and new. I just kind of got into colubrids in general, old and new. I had a scrub python at one point, actually scrubs, plural, scrubs at one point. I had other boas. I had that albino boa that I mentioned earlier. And then I just kind of got more into colubrids and kind of offloaded a lot of my boas and my pythons. So I just kind of started dabbling into both old and new world. And then I kind of found more of myself in the new world stuff. Mm-hmm. I also, around the time of herping, kind of started to pick up. I kind of just got into more North American stuff, just seeing more of it in habitat.
That'll happen, man.
Yeah. Happen. I started to notice a pattern. Like I saw it in habitat. I wanted to now own it. Mm-hmm. I'm also pretty big into plants, plant keeping, botany. And I did the same thing. I see a cool cactus in habitat. Now I have to go get that cactus. I see a cool agave in habitat. I have to go get that agave. So yeah, I'm pretty big North America in general, with like a specialty for Western North America. So,
love it. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Are you putting live cactus and agave and succulent and stuff in enclosures or no?
Not most of my enclosures. I do have, unfortunately not in shot, but in the other room over, I do have 3 vivs that I am working on. They're kind of a work in progress, where I'm doing local Colorado species that are legal to own, because we actually have a very short list of legal to own 5 species. But of the ones that are legal to possess, I'm trying to make naturalistic enclosures, and those ones I am putting live plants into. They're a work in progress. I need to replant a lot of them. I need to like change the rock work up. They're not bad, but I don't know. I feel like I can do better. But one of them turned out fantastic, and then the other 2 I just need to fine tune. But
excellent.
It's an art project. When is art ever really done?
Oh yeah, right. Is the beaded lizard on the top rack?
Yeah, she's on the very top.
She's just on the prowl, man. That's
awesome. Dude, I love her so much, but sometimes it'll be like 1 a.m. I'm just trying to go to bed, and she's just on one, and there's no way to stop her. I've tried everything. I've tried feeding her. I've tried giving her fresh water. I've tried taking her out of the enclosure. You do anything, you put her right back at the enclosure. She doesn't care. She's bouncing off the walls. So yeah, but she's cool. So,
that is cool, man. It's funny, drama. Like it's like the only reptile that can roll its eyes at you.
Yeah. pretty much. Yeah. It's also the only, I call it the only cool thing Colorado allows us to own. Colorado has pretty strict haunt laws. Mm-hmm. We can't have basically any haunts. Not basically, we can't have any haunts. But we can have Helodermidae. Because in the law, it explicitly, very specifically says no venomous snakes. It does not say no venomous reptiles. So that's like our loophole. I mean, there's a breeder here in the Denver area that breeds them. There was a story, I think it was last year, maybe it was 2 years ago. I don't know if you guys saw it. Someone in the Denver area died actually to their, I think it was a Gila monster bite.
Yeah, but now I remember that, and wasn't there like way more to it than just
there was
like there was a ton of things that
pre-existing conditions or something.
Pre-existing conditions, I'm pretty sure.
And then I also heard a lot of nefarious acts that may have contributed to said envenomation, like would have died anyway, kind of thing. I don't know. I don't want to speak ill of the dead. I also don't want to say what I don't know. You know what I mean? But
for sure, I guess I was mentioning it more to like bring up examples of like Heloderma being commonly kept in Colorado.
Okay.
It's kind of it's our thing, like our one thing that we have. That's I say one cool thing we get.
Yeah, I mean, shit.
I mean, there's a lot of cool things that are, a lot of cool things that are not haunts, but
yeah. That's cool.
You know
Man.
what's frustrating though is I was not that long ago, I was working on a Fulvia shirt that was like sort of what I've done with the other states or some of the other states, and like put a crowd or something in them, and I went to go do it with Colorado, and I looked, I was like, that's a fucking square. Like, no one's
Yeah.
gonna be able to look at that and say that that's Colorado. It just looks like it's in a box. I was like, shit.
There's kind of this like running joke shirt that we have in Colorado, and it's like it's got like a big heart, and it's like, you know, home. It says home on it, and it just has like a big square on it.
Nice. That's awesome. I've been meaning to ask my friends that I know that keep beadeds. Have you ever seen those like parrot perches where it's basically like 3 or 4 big branches of grapevine on like a pedestal with wheels and casters, and you can like put your parrot on there, and the parrot just like hangs out, and like you can wheel it around the living room. I've seen people doing that with beaded lizards, and they'll just like put the beaded on the base, and the beaded just like climbs up and finds a good spot and is just chilling like 4 or 5 feet off the ground. Just
I could see
like,
it.
They'll just leave them there while they're cleaning the cage or something.
Yeah, that's actually pretty smart. I'm not gonna lie. I could might.
I mean, it takes up space, but like if you had you could like wheel it into the closet when you're not, working with the animal.
Yeah, or into the garage or something.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I mean, they don't move much. What?
No.
So just get a parrot. Have both.
No. I had a roommate that had exotic birds at one point. Not for me. Not for me personally. Too needy, too loud.
It's like super bad. Not for me. Yeah, not for me.
No, that's a good idea with the perch, because I mean, once you have them, kind of like, I don't know, once they're out, they don't really move fast. I call it my spicy potato because it's got the agility of a potato.
Yeah, man. But it's always something I've seen other people that they would take the beaded lizard out and like put it on an empty rack and like just let it climb, and we get to the top and just stop.
Yeah.
So I've always thought of people should get like a big piece of grapevine, like and make all this parrot crap at Pet Supermarket. So
I feel like you could also just as easily build something if you can find a decent piece of old oak or something laying around. You're out hiking and stuff. Like here we have there's a beach, and there's, after all the hurricanes and stuff, there's so many like old dead live oaks just washed up in this beach called the Boneyard. And you can go, and if you can, basically their rule is if you can carry it to your car and like by yourself, you can have it. But they're weird about taking like huge pieces. But figured you could find some decent sized chunks and cobble something together like that using those. And I mean, it's already like weathered enough to where it's not going to rot. Like it's pretty much down to whatever's no longer even degradable. And that live oak, man, once it's dried and hardened and stuff, it's like freaking concrete. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah. I saw some guys, it wasn't for herpetoculture, it was for like an art project or something, but they found, I want to say it was Arizona, maybe California, but they've basically had a bunch of like cholla dead trunks, and they just chainsawed the bottom and like clacked it on concrete to get all the crap off of it, and then left the top all jagged and funky, and then just submerged it in bleach water in like a big Rubbermaid tub just to kind of kill whatever was in there. I wonder if you could do the same thing for something like a beaded or something more deserty than say driftwood, perhaps. You know what I mean?
That's pretty cool. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Does cholla actually get big though?
Oh yeah.
Does it? Well, everything. I mean, every time I see it, it's it's small.
Yeah, because we're looking at ones for little terrariums and
I don't have cholla here in South Carolina. So.
Yeah. We have native cholla to the southern half of Colorado, and I mean they'll get like, they're called tree cholla because I mean they'll get like 10, 15 feet tall.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they can get real tall, real big.
That's wild.
Yeah,
it's wild.
With those Florida pines, because I'm curious. I remember a couple of Daytonas back talking to Ron Allen about pairing his, because that was at the same time that I think Jake was really struggling to get his to produce anything, but he was putting them together. It seemed like he was getting some interest from the male for sure. The female seemed kind of lukewarm. But Ron had mentioned that your window for pairing them after cooling was pretty short, like pretty slim. Was that your experience in pairing those? Have you paired them prior to this season?
Yeah, this is my my third pairing.
Okay.
Yeah, and my third time of getting eggs. So every time I've paired, I've gotten eggs. Yeah, I warmed them up, and then I immediately put them together. I warmed them up. I think like second day of warming them back up, throw them
Okay.
together,
That's
pull
what
them
Ron was kind of
apart.
saying, was like warm them up
Yeah,
and get them together as soon as
yeah,
possible.
immediately. Like give them like a day to to acclimate, adjust, but then like throw them together, separate them obviously to feed, and then like a day or so after feeding, I'll throw them right back together, and I'll pretty much just leave them together until I see eggs. That's my approach personally. I know you can pair them until you either confirm see a lock or you're confident on them being gravid. But I just leave them together until I
Now,
see eggs.
you see eggs in mom in like terms of lumpiness, or you actually see eggs in the nest?
Oh no, I mean like I see pearly whites. I mean
Oh
I
wow.
see
Okay.
yeah, I just leave them together. Arguably I'm leaving them together for too long. I could pull them apart, but I guess part of that also is just laziness, I'll be honest.
But I wonder if it's got something to like there's always something to it. You know what I mean? If it works, there's something there. Well, let me phrase this. Does the sire ever like hang out in the nest box when she's laying? Or is it just her in there?
It's just her. She's alone. Yeah. Male's usually just kind of doing his thing elsewhere. So
He knows when to get out of the way.
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. Like today when I pulled him apart, there was mom kind of, sad noodle, just deflated, and then dad just way over in the corner. He knows his place.
Nice. Nice. He's in the lobby having a cigar with the boys.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
But
Yeah, Ron
That's
was
it.
saying don't wait, as far as like he's like, once you pull them out of cooling, like kind of like what you were saying, give them a couple days, put them together. Like don't wait a couple weeks and then get multiple meals on them and make sure they're good to go. Like he's like, just get them together. And I think that might have been why Jake was having issues that first year he was trying to pair them, is because I think he was kind of doing what he's done with some of his other stuff, which was wait and then put it together, and missing that window.
Yeah, I mean, I waited like a week this year, just due to life being kind of crazy, and I thought I was waiting too long. Honestly, I was afraid that this was going to be the first time I wasn't going to get anything, but no, we're still good.
But I also like just cohab stuff. If I'm pairing things like chondros or corns or bairds or even the cyanea, when I was breeding those, like I feel like I was probably rolling the dice with the cyanea a little bit, but that was always just the easiest thing to me. It was like the male's going to know when to do his thing, so just keep them together until I saw that the female was gravid, and I didn't really wait until I saw eggs, but once I knew mom was gravid, I was like, okay, I'll go ahead and pull the male and we'll finish it out.
Yeah, I mean, I think it kind of goes in line with like a lot of the conversation that's been going on in the community, where like we're not quite looking down on cohabbing as much as we used to in the past. Like these animals would interact frequently in the wild. And, obviously there's times and places where you won't want to cohab long-term like that, if you're doing snakes that eat other snakes, you might not want to do that. But I mean, if it's just a species that's not known to predate on snakes frequently, I don't see any wrong with keeping them together longer than you would traditionally.
Yeah, this is my first year ever pairing subox, and I've got two pairs together, and both the girls are so food aggressive that every time I walk in the room, both of them are like, "Hey, what's up? What's going on? What's going on? How are you?" And it's like, "Oh shit, I have to feed you guys soon." Like it's been almost 3 weeks. I've just left them all alone. They're all fat and healthy. It's no big deal. But I'm like, all right, now they're not laying on each other anymore. They're both gone their separate ways. This week I'm going to pull males out, feed them separate, put them back in, and just see what goes on. But I definitely got the heebie-jeebies about them living together, and they're not cannibalistic at all. And I'm still all weird about it,
Yeah, I mean, supposedly the cyanea are, but I never. And my female was a decent size bigger than the male, but I never had any issues like I have with the rhinos, where they get so excited about food that the female grabs the male or the male grabs the female, and like that confusion. Like I never had that issue. The cyanea are actually pretty easy, but chondros and rhinos, dude, like, because they're just so food motivated. Like if I go to put a male in with a female green tree, like I kind of have to hold her back with the hook just to make sure she doesn't go for him. Cause there's been so many times where I've put a male in there and she just immediately grabs and wraps him. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, here we go.
Oh yeah.
And it's just, fortunately there's some species we don't have to worry about that, but good Lord, if there's food in the room, don't even bother,
Yeah. Oh, for sure. How is the boa breeding?
Good? Question mark.
Good. I mean,
dot. Exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, you never know until you have live baby snakes.
Sure.
Because this is the first time I've ever put them together. So good so far. I mean, she has to be gravid. Boas are fat-bodied snakes, but she's a good bit chunkier than she ever has been.
And I'm sorry, you said you had Guyanas or no?
Suriname. Two
Sorry.
Surinames. Yeah. 2 Surinames.
So how big's mom?
She's like a little shorter than it's always been kind of weird to me. She never grew quite as long as your typical. I mean, she's only about maybe 6, maybe 7 foot.
Okay.
So she's kind of on the small side as far as length goes, but as far as girth goes, she's as big around as any BCC.
Mm-hmm.
So, and she's there, she's 2018. So she's,
perfect.
She's almost a decade old. So, I waited extra long because she was kind of on the shorter side of BCCs. It always kind of left me kind of skeptical. I never want to just throw things together prematurely, just gambling in it. I mean, these are, they're live animals. They're my animals. So, but no, I figured it was finally time. She's got to be, ready. I've never seen a lock with them. That's also, I guess, why I say ... The male and female, they do hang out together in the enclosure a lot. And obviously I'm not around 24/7. I don't have a camera on them, so I just kind of have to trust that,
how big's the boy?
He's a good bit smaller. He's about, he's probably 5.5, maybe 6 foot, but he's
good,
a lot skinnier.
It's still good.
Yeah.
You ever see him tickling or no?
No, I don't. No, they're just chill together. I don't know. I hope. That's why I say I cross my fingers. We'll see. Again, they do hang out though, the typical male will be sitting on top of the female, just kind of curled up in the same hot spot. So,
that's spooning.
Yeah. There you go. Snake spooning.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll see.
Cool,
I have high hopes, but
any genetics in there that you might know of or no?
No, I'm kind of more the wild type kind of person. With the herping and the natural.
I just didn't know if they were captive bred when you got them or.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Mom is captive born and bred. Dad is actually wild caught.
Excellent.
So we have a little fresh genetics. We have some wild caught genetics in there. We have some captive genetics. Mom is as placid as can be. She's like the chillest thing. Like I could throw her in the arms of like a 4-year-old and things would be fine. Dad's never given me any reason for concern. He's never lashed out at me, but he is a lot more wily. He wants to move more. He gets a little bit more nervous when being held. I mean, wild caught snake, but I mean,
they don't do the Suriname gape or anything.
No, he's but I've always kind of been on edge because of his kind of wily nature, but he's never bit me. He's never lashed out. So I've over the years kind of, I guess, put my guard down a little bit more with him. So, and I mean, he's been in captivity. I've also had him for, I can even think 5-6 years. I've had him, and I got him when he was like a pretty small individual. So, he's pretty well acclimated to captivity.
Yeah, I think that makes a big difference when you're dealing with imports. You get them, especially like green trees. You get them when they're small or as young as possible. I think you have this transition.
Absolutely.
Is this your first time doing live bears?
Yes. Is it my first time doing live bears? It is my first time doing live bears. I mean, I've had garters for a while, but I had to sit there and think for a second. No, I've never gotten garter babies. Yeah, no, this is my first live bears. I think that's also why it's kind of like ... to me, because I've never done live bears before. So it's just all new,
Dude, libraries is the fucking best, man. Except for the actual birthing day and having to clean everything. That's the only downside. But dude, library is the best, man.
Yeah, they incubate themselves.
Yeah.
I've never done them. I have the Conicus, and those are going to be the first live bearers I do, and it's like it's just weird to me, like having done stuff that does eggs like exclusively for so many years. It's like, what do you mean I just sit here and wait? Like,
yeah, you just wait and then you come home to a giant mess of goo
and blood
happy goo,
gross happy goo,
man, happy goo. That's cool, man. Fingers crossed for you, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know what's gonna happen? You're gonna have like a 40 snake litter. That's what's gonna happen.
That'd be pretty cool. That'd be a good problem to have.
That'd be a good problem to have.
Good problem to have
for sure.
I could use the supplemental income.
Yeah, 40 snake litter and 30 holdbacks.
Yeah, right. Yeah, yep.
Yeah, good stuff.
That's actually funny. I did go a little crazy with the holdbacks my first couple times of breeding rounds, but I've learned nope. You have to offload them. You only have so much space.
Oh,
yeah, they always sound like a good idea, and then you have to start feeding all the holdbacks that you hold on to, and you're like, wait a second.
And then they all start getting older and bigger, and you're like, what's going on? Yeah. You're not baby snakes forever. What's going on?
Yeah.
I like the locality stuff a lot. As far as like the South American stuff too. But kind of like retics, the only thing that's really held me back from really doing anything with them is just the spatial commitment. I love the smaller stuff. I had Terrahumaras for a while, and I kept a lot of Nicaraguans for a handful of years, but I don't know. I love like Guyanas and Surinams. Like those are just gorgeous snakes. Like the pair that Jake has, it's like one of the smaller localities, I think, of Surinams, if I'm not mistaken. Those things are freaking gorgeous, but dude, every time he pulls those out to show them to me, they're terrible. They're just nothing but piss and vinegar, dude. And
are they wild caught?
No, they came from Chris Montross, so that's probably why they're full of hatred. I think he sprinkled something in to make them that way, but I think it's also just a size thing because they're still young. I think once they get some size to them, they'll probably chill out a little bit. But
could be. That's cool, man. So you mentioned you had a bunch of lizards too in the past. Any lizard breeding?
No, that was mainly high school, middle/high school. So I was just keeping stuff. It was just, for funsies.
Yeah.
First ever official reptile, bearded dragons. A lot of people start into the hobby.
Yeah, man.
Which led to other, of the starts like leopard geckos. And then eventually I got water dragons and frill dragons. And I would never do this nowadays, but when I was in 8th grade, and this was in South Florida, this was in like Boca Raton, Florida.
Nice.
Went to a reptile expo, and this guy was selling a Chinese water dragon and a frill dragon together. You had to buy both of them. And so I put them in the same enclosure.
Nice.
Granted, I will say, like, for doing that, I did it probably the best way possible. Because even in 8th grade, I had like a 4 foot by 4 foot by 2 foot big giant enclosure. So I had plenty of room to like separate and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, lizards galore.
That's cool, man. How long were you in Boca for?
A year, just a year.
Okay.
Yeah, a year in middle school. But I mean, I went back down for college years later, as I mentioned earlier, for 3.5 years in the Orlando area. My parents, aunts, uncles, cousins, they all live in Jacksonville. I have a cousin in the Daytona area. I have family down in the Cape Coral area. I have family throughout all of Florida.
Nice.
I usually say I'm a full-time Coloradoan, part-time Floridian.
That's good, man.
That's the state I have the second most history in.
That's great, man.
Does that mean, do you make the trip to Daytona?
I used to every year in like middle school-ish time, middle and high school. I used to. I haven't in years. I kind of want to go back.
You gotta go, bro.
It'd be nostalgic. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta go, man. It's
the
place to be. It's our
weekend of the year.
It's our pilgrimage.
Yeah, exactly. The Mecca.
Yeah, Mecca.
Phil
Very
King
cool,
is he says he's 99.99% sure he's going to be there this year.
He better.
And Dritz is very likely going to be vending with Warren at Bushville.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah.
So a lot
That'd
of
be great.
Should be down.
Man, the two of them at one table, that'll be awesome.
Yeah, him and Warren are sort of teaming up and doing some spider stuff, and Warren's gonna be importing some stuff from Europe that we don't really have in the States. Like they're putting in a lot of work to sort of bring some new things over that we either haven't seen in a very long time or just haven't had. So
excellent.
It's pretty cool.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Looking forward to it. I can't wait. We're only 3 months away.
Oh my God, is it really? Jesus.
Yeah, I know this year's flying by.
It really is. Oh my God.
It goes faster every year, it seems.
It does. It really does.
Getting older.
Mm-hmm. Herping wise.
Yeah, I was gonna say you want to got to segue somehow into herping.
Let's do it.
How often are you going out? What are you going out with a target species in mind? You going out just to find what you find, or what's the
it's kind of changed over the years. Last year I went back to school, so that cut into herp time. Prior to that, it was like borderline daily. It was like borderline daily. Getting out, sometimes target species, sometimes just getting out just to enjoy, sometimes going to new spots, trying to find, suss out new locations. Sometimes hitting those, tried and true spots, just trying to see a snake, Nowadays it's cut down a lot just with school and work and getting older and obligation and, all the fun things in life. But,
lives, man.
But I mean, school's out for the semester. I don't have summer classes, so we're about to hit herping a lot more.
What are you in school for?
Nursing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a nurse. This is college 2.0. I was stupid and I went for an audio engineer degree first time. And got all the way done with the degree until I decided, this isn't for me. And then just did the, working and grinding for a while until it wasn't working. And then we decided to go back to school. But my parents are in the healthcare system. I've been around it all my life. I've been in and out of hospitals ever since I could walk pretty much. So it kind of felt sort of right, sort of familiar. Yeah. And I mean, it's still biology, it's the biology of us, Yeah. And it is kind of funny, like the amount of like similarities that I'll learn that like just have to apply to like just natural biology and whatnot while learning everything. So
that's good, man. That's cool. Very cool.
You doing your road cruising? Is Colorado weird about road cruising like Texas is?
That's actually part of what I did today was road cruising. Oh. No, road cruising is a big thing out here. Especially on like the eastern slope prairie region. Colorado, you can kind of divide into like 3 to 4 quadrants. You have the eastern slope prairie. That's just kind of like Kansas or Nebraska. You have the mountain spine right in the middle, the Rockies that cut right through the middle. And then you have the western slope over on the western side, which is going to be very like Utah, northern Arizona kind of esque, like the Red Rock and the deserts and whatnot. So in that eastern section, the eastern Great Plains, road cruising is one of the biggest things. Cause I mean, it's fields and fields of, corn and soy and onion fields, so yeah, just up and down cruising. You find a good road, you find good habitat on either side, or sometimes you just kind of endlessly sprawl and you'll just kind of choose a random back road you've never picked before. And honestly, a lot of the time that is some of the most productive herping out here. It is some of the ugliest herping, but it's productive. So, you have to like pick your battles a lot of the time with Colorado if you want aesthetic herping or if you want productive herping. I mean, you can have both. There are spots where you can, it's pretty pristine, rolling hills and you can herp. But
that's awesome, man.
I'd rather have productive.
Yeah,
I'm not looking around me half the time anyways. I got my eyes on the road.
Like you pick the battle you want that day.
Yeah.
And I guess the target species too, because there are some species that there just isn't really cruising for. A lot of like the fossorials, the subterranean stuff, you gotta get out there and flip. But yeah, like if you want to see like bulls, racers, prairie rattlers, viridis, cruising can be pretty productive.
Hell yeah, man. Dude, I'm just scrolling through Instagram. Your photography is fantastic. Your species are fantastic. Like, let's talk about cameras for a minute. Are you a DSLR guy? Are you a cell phone guy? What are we doing?
Mirrorless.
I am a 90% phoner.
Nice.
Those are primarily just really good phoners. I'm slowly starting to incorporate a digital camera into the mix. There's a couple of digital camera pictures in there. I have just kind of a cheap Canon camera. I need to invest more into like a zoom lens and some gear. I also just need to bring it out with me more often.
I think that's my problem, is that I'm so fixated on my hiking equipment and snake stuff, whether it be hooks or bags or bottles or whatever, that like I don't want to schlep the DSLR. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it's I've talked to other people about this in the past. And it's like, so you just get into herping and you're learning species and adventuring around different parts of the map, the globe, whatever. And then you get to photography and it's a whole other skill set you have to learn, and it slows you down, I'm so ADHD, type A personality, like I see a thing, I spend 5 minutes or less with it, I want to go on to the next thing. I'm already thinking about like the next thing I can flip, the next thing I can see, whereas some of these people taking these pictures, the really nice pictures, which granted, I mean, they're amazing photography, what some of these herping dudes can do. But I mean, they're sitting there for the same snake for 45 minutes, taking the right angle and whatnot. I'm ready. I was ready 30 minutes ago to move on, but I'm trying to change my habits. I'm trying to slow down, take the camera out a little bit more. So,
seeing some of the setups that some of those guys take with them, when they go to like the Amazon and stuff with the, the massive flashes and, diffusers and stuff like that. It's like, man, I can't imagine walking around with all that stuff. That just seems like a lot. I'm kind of the same way. Mirrorless cameras are getting pretty small body wise, but the lenses themselves are weighing 3 times as much as the camera is, and it kind of gets a little goofy and sort of pointless. DSLR versus mirrorless when you're dealing with weights and things like that, because you're still carrying around a bunch of lenses. But yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I'd just like to snap a couple pictures with my phone or something and move on.
Yeah, I think Smitty and I definitely share the sentiment of get some good shots of the snake if we can with a cell phone, take some landscape shots, and to me, the photography of the animal in the ecosystem is fantastic. That's amazing, but I would rather have shots of the snake or the animal and the landscape for the memory in the future.
Right. Yeah.
I want to be able to look back and be like, oh dude, I remember that. And at the same time, I feel like that's also cool where me and Smitty can be two guys not staring through a viewfinder and help our friends position the animal or look out for other stuff or what have you. I feel like that mindset works for at least for the two of us. I don't talk for Smitty, but I really feel like the whole memory aspect is more my thing, and I think Smitty's thing too. Then
for me, it's kind of like live concerts and stuff. Like I usually don't pull out my phone if I'm at a concert, which I don't go to many concerts. But to me, it's just like it's being sort of present.
Yeah, for sure.
Which sometimes is a struggle for me. Mentally, I can be kind of distant. So for me, it's just like, I don't necessarily need proof that I was there or anything. I just, take your cool pictures and sort of move on. And
I mean, I go through desert withdrawal, so I like to scroll through my phone and go, ooh, oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, for sure. I like to be in the moment, It's more for me. It's a lot of the time. It's just like a voucher. Like, I saw it. Here's my proof. And then on to the next adventure.
Yeah, man. Look at that den. Great.
That was a pretty cool moment. I'm not gonna lie. That was earlier this year. That was really early this year. Usually, seeing them
in Colorado.
That was that's just like 15 minutes from here. Cool. That was in early May, or I'm sorry, I was a late March. I can't talk. That was a late March day, which usually seeing them in March, you have to be either extremely lucky, or you have to know den sites, because they're like just barely emerging, coming to like the front of the den. But we had a really extreme heat wave in mid to late March, and it just brought everything out a little prematurely. So where normally I would be grinding to see a single snake in March, I got a whole den full of them.
Nice. Excellent. Dude, tortoises for the win. Look at that.
Always got to go love your gophers.
Yeah, man.
I will never get tired of seeing gopher tortoises.
It's hard not, they're so cool.
It's Swiss.
Nice. Yeah, I love seeing the different terrain in your Instagram, like just desert, montane, swamp, prairie. It's fantastic. Oh, the release shot. I love it.
Yep, you got to get the release shot in there.
Gotta get
I mean, there's cool stuff everywhere, I mean, this is a big thing I advocate to all my friends and family, It doesn't matter where in the country you are, doesn't matter if it's a cactus or a lizard or a snake, there's beauty all around you, there's cool shit all around you. You just have to kind of be open to it and receptive to it. And and I mean, for each their own, but I mean, for a lot of people,
that's a cool shot.
That was a very cool moment. That I remember that day too. It was I saw the bull snake first, and I stopped. I was cruising. Actually, I was cruising same spot. Actually, I was cruising earlier today. I saw the bull first, and I was getting my shots of the bull and whatnot. And then I look up and I see a snake down the road. I was like, no fucking way. And then I just, with bull in hand, cruised down the road a little bit further, and like, yep, there we go. So
for those listening on their commute to work, we're looking at a photograph of. Is that a viridis? What is that?
Yeah, viridis. Yeah.
Okay, so prairie rattlesnake, coiled up, rattle up, just ready, poised for action. And bull snake, gopher snake. What?
Bull snake. I mean, they're gophers, but bull snake.
I don't know what you guys call them by you, but yeah, picture Ovis in the background, just staring down the rattler, and great shot.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
dude, horned toads.
I have so much success with them in Arizona. I just don't see them much in Colorado. I did see a large Texas horned a few years ago in southeastern Colorado.
Is that finger picture? Is that Colorado?
That's actually Arizona. That's,
okay.
That's southeastern Arizona. That's one of the Sky Islands.
Freaking cute, man. Look at that little guy.
Yeah,
dude, we got to get out there.
I know, man.
Oh, dude, it's so cool.
The more I see of Arizona, man, the more I'm like, what am I doing?
I'm infatuated with Arizona. You got to get the Colorado shots in there too.
It's awesome.
That's cool too, though.
Super cool.
My wife would be all about that. She's all about old grave sites and stuff. She's begging to get haunted or something. I'm not into it.
No, yeah, I'm not like crazy into it, but this site is really cool. It's in the mountains. Like you can see, it's like there's trees around. The headstones are super duper old too. Like they're like 1800s. Yeah. It's pretty cool. It's kind of got the like westerny vibe to it.
Yeah.
Look at that.
That's a screamer.
That's a good looking prairie.
Dude,
this
it could look like that.
This site that this is at, I don't know what it is about this site. They just have insane variability. I've seen them of like all patterns, all colors. I've seen them like caramel colored, like a blonde color. I've seen them like straight viridis green.
He's got the ridge nose stripes. Yeah.
Yeah. He got like the twin spot on his back too.
Crazy.
I think if you go like really early in my pictures, I think you can see some like really gnarly looking.
That's a great shot too with the actual
prairie. With the background. Yeah.
And obviously I would never condone breaking the law, but like metaphorically speaking, how do you not take that animal home? That thing's awesome.
Yeah. I gotta say, it's pretty tempting sometimes.
Oh, I can imagine.
Pretty tempting. See, this is why Arizona calls to me, a more hot, friendly state.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's a good looking animal. Dude, look at the sheen on it. It almost has like that scaleless sheen to it, you know.
Mm.
When you're road cruising, what's the species you seem to come across the most?
Bulls and Viridis, prairie rattler.
It definitely seems like Viridis are plentiful.
Yeah, yep. You know where to look. They're there. And then bulls, like my joke all the time is you can like trip over them on accident, which is so funny because you go to Eastern North America and you have to like grind to get pitchu
Oh,
overs, and then you come out to Western North America and you trip over them on accident.
Yeah, up where Gabe Schuler is, he's been trying to find a pine for years, and I don't think he's come across one yet. Aside from they were doing some tracking of some, I think at one point, but he's still never seen one, and it's so frustrating because you'll have guys that have been looking for decades to see one in the wild, and you'll go in the ID group and someone saw one last weekend in their front yard, and they're like, "What is it?" Like,
no, literally, my cousin who's not even into herps, he sent me a picture. This was like years ago, but he's like, "What is this?" And it was a Florida pine. I mean, they live in like the Jacksonville area. It's like you realize that like people will pine for years looking for the species, and you just accidentally saw it.
Opportunities wasted on some people, man.
You know,
it's a great looking molo.
Thank you.
Texas squirrel.
Yeah, Texas squirrel. I call them pigeons. Rats with wings. Yeah, this video is weird. I don't know what was going on with this dude. He had a whole bunch of flies covering him. I've never seen this before. He was alive. It wasn't a dead snake or anything, but
interesting.
It looks a lot like the one that Zoolander almost stepped on.
It does. Yeah. Where was this? Where was this Western?
This is Arizona. That was
Arizona.
Tucson, northern Tucson.
Okay. I have seen one time a snake that, upon close investigation, must have slithered through some kind of carrion because it had yuckiness on it, and there were flies all over that thing. So that could
I didn't think about that. Yeah. No, it's actually that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was my my roommate and I's failed attempt to get a 14er last year, but it was a fun trip regardless.
All right, what's a 14er?
14,000 foot elevation mountain.
Oh, nice.
So thus 14er.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just didn't start early enough in the day. We started at 5 a.m. We should have started at 3 a.m. in the dark, because you want to get to the summit by noon or earlier, so that way the afternoon thunderstorms don't hit you when you're on top of the tallest peak in the area,
Yeah.
And we almost gambled it. We got up there, we were at the base of the 14er, and we were like, nope, we like to live, we don't want to die.
Wow. What's the elevation when you start the hike?
9,000.
Okay.
Where we started, 9,000.
Good hike, man.
14. Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
I freaking love horn lizards, man.
Dude, so man, the best. Hey, look at that.
Keep telling Jake we need to go up to. There's an island up in the Charleston area that's got a population of them that were introduced in like the 40s.
Oh, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
I want to get up there real bad and look for them. Apparently, they're not hard to find. Like they're actually pretty plentiful. That's a nice shot too.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite spots, honestly. This is where, going back earlier in conversation, when I said you can like herp with a view or herp without a view. This is one of the herp with a view spots. It's also like one of the only like true montane herping spots. Because once you get too far into the mountains, you get too high elevation. I mean, there's only a single species of snake. There's just the wandering garter. This though, the smooth greens, they'll be kind of like mid elevation, kind of like the higher up foothills. When it starts kind of becoming montane habitat, but you're not like super thick deep into the montane habitat.
It's like subalpine.
Yeah, it's kind of that like where it's not like you're not like way deep into it, but
yeah, you're not to like the pine level yet per se, but there's no more deciduous trees at all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Again, I'm also part plant dude, so I gotta share the plant pics.
Dude, look at that agave spike.
Yeah,
Go back.
those are
Go
cool,
back
though.
real quick. Dude, that thing's got to be at least 8-10 foot, right?
Oh, that thing was like 15. I'm pretty sure that was really
Wow.
tall. You know, I'm looking up at it in that.
Yeah.
Picture, you know, I mean, granted, I'm not a tall guy, but
Yeah, but you're still standing, you know?
you know exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know if you can see the spike in the picture.
Ah,
What'd you do? What'd
right.
you do?
hit the wrong button.
That is the beauty of Instagram. You just scroll up. Oh, yeah. Look at that shot.
Plants are cool. I think plants are cool because they kind of like once you get enough into them, you can kind of see it. It's kind of snuck in the picture on the side.
Mhm. Yeah,
The flower spike. Yeah. It's cool because it kind of like is all the same stuff that herpers kind of geek out on, like the habitat, microhabitat, and like what conditions change and how the morphology can change, you know, given the altitude or where you're at and whatnot. And even for like caring for plants, you know, exotic plants, you know, it's the same thing, you know, trying to figure out temperature, humidity, you know, so it hits a lot of the same points.
Yeah, man. I remember our friend Nipper Reed. He's from London, and first time we took him to Arizona, and he's taking pictures of literally everything. We're like, "Are you okay?" He's like, "I'm in a different planet."
Dude,
Like,
it's like
this-
another
Yeah.
planet for him. Yeah.
yeah. He's taking pictures of like what you and I would look at as just weeds. And he's like, "Look at these flowers." I'm like, "That's a weed, bro." Like, you know what I mean?
That's a dandelion. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I get it, man. I get it.
I mean, I caught a little bit of that when we went to Texas, man, because that was
Oh, I caught a lot
so
of that when we went
far
to Texas.
so far from anything that we're used to here on the East Coast is just bizarre, you know.
Yeah,
Especially Lajitas, it's like you are on another planet almost. It's
legit, bro.
like
Legit.
being on the moon or something.
Yep. Oh, dude, those great looking pits, man.
Yeah, we get like crazy variability for pits too. I mean, you can find them from like tricolors to bicolors to like super black individuals to red individuals.
I'll tell you what, man, your prairies are fired up.
Mm-hmm.
Just like,
Yeah,
just viridis arching like they're atrox.
it's actually interesting. I've talked to multiple herpers out here. There's kind of a bit of a theory on like where you're at and like how dramatic they'll be.
Okay.
I think most people say, and I think I've heard both ways, but I think most people say that like the stuff further out into the open prairie tend to be a little bit more fired up, where the stuff in the foothills kind of like just chill a little bit more.
Interesting.
I don't know if that has to do with maybe like bison herds, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
you know, going over the landscape,
Yeah.
needing to be a little bit more dramatic.
God, it's gorgeous.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
the Grand
incredible,
Canyon's so
man.
cool. I mean,
Dude.
I thought growing up as a Colorado boy, I thought, oh, it's just some, you know, some canyon, some rocks. You know,
There's
I've
some
seen
tourist
bigger
trap.
rocks.
It
You
doesn't
know,
seem
yeah,
that
it's some
common
tourist
to
trap.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen cooler shit. I'm from Colorado, but then I went out there for the first time last year, and I was genuinely blown away. It's so cool. I mean, from like the top of the rim to the bottom of the rim, you go through like 3 or 4 different like habitat types. I mean, you start on the top of the rim, and it's like pine forests and like Colorado-esque and, you know, spruce trees, pine trees, elk. And then as you descend down the canyon, you know, you hit like pinyon juniper grassland. Then you hit like Chihuahuan desert kind of type habitat. You see like agave. And then by the time you get to the bottom of the canyon, you know, it's like Sonoran desert.
Wow. Yeah, that's freaking awesome.
Highly recommend if whoever's not been to the Grand Canyon before, you got to make your way out there.
Katie really wants to go. It's wild how much chunkier the smooths are compared to the roughs that we have here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like the build's almost completely different.
Yeah,
Just,
they have that
Mhm.
velvety look to them.
yeah.
Do they feel velvety? Are they it's like genuinely smoother?
Yeah, they're real soft to
That's
the touch.
awesome.
Oh, what's that?
little tantilla action.
Yeah, a little tantilla. Or as my friend says, tortilla.
Nice.
Yeah, they're tricky. And then some line snakes. What's a line snake? Yeah, line snakes. Lines are funky, dude. They have the weirdest distribution. This is actually at what might be their furthest northern ranging spot, just period. I don't know of a further northern ranging spot than this. They have like a small population in northern Colorado, right here where I'm at. And then they have like a disjuncted population in like the Denver metro area, like kind of northeastern of Denver. And then they have a much bigger population in southeastern Colorado. And then you start to get them into like the Texas and Oklahoma panhandle area and, down there. But there's just like these really weird disjunct populations.
What's the genus on that again?
I don't remember off the top of my head. They're it's a monotypic. Actually, there it is. You can see it in the post. They're mono. It's a monotypic species, so it's the only species in the genus.
Mm-hmm.
There is like some like debate on like subspecies on like if we should like divide it out, but
very cool, man.
You have Hypsiglena where you are?
Hypsiglena.
Night snakes.
Night snakes.
Oh, southeastern Colorado and then western slope Colorado. Okay. So not northern Colorado where I'm at.
Right. Is that Serb?
That's a Serb, boy.
Yeah, that's a Serb.
Yeah, look at that purple tongue, man. That's killer.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I had a homie come through for me for this one. I was just bouncing around northern Arizona, just hiking around, hoping I would get lucky. And then I had a homie who had not met in person yet. He's like, "Hey man, if you make the drive 2 hours to me, I'll show you a spot." And he pulled through.
Nice, excellent.
What was crazy to me when seeing the Serbs and like the Serb habitat is it's so Colorado-esque, yet we don't really have like montane species of rattlesnakes here. I mean, you'll get like viridis, they'll kind of go like mid elevation, they'll kind of like follow up like mountain canyons kind of in the lower spots, but they have a pretty hard cutoff at one point. Whereas like the Serbs though, like they're just a straight montane species, like they're just around like pine woodlands and forests at the high elevation, like up there. So it's so weird being a Colorado boy and then seeing that, and kind of feeling cheated. Like, why don't we have a montane species? Come on.
You being a Colorado guy, do you keep tabs on the elevation of the species when you find them?
Yes and no. It's more like I just keep tabs of like the locations I go herping, and then I'll kind of like on a later date check elevation, So like I kind of have like a rough idea in my head, Yeah.
It's also a little different for Smitty and I because we're literally at sea level. I think I'm 28 feet above sea level. Yeah, if not below it. So like for us, 4,000 or 5,000 feet, that's high, but that's not even like Serb level yet, or Molo level yet.
That's technically not even the level of like what you see in like the picture here, like the prairie stuff. That's 5,000.
Wow.
5,000 is like baseline pretty much for us. Just the flat, low elevation for us.
Yeah. It's a good shot. Little grip and grin.
This spot is this is like 6,000 foot elevation, which is kind of cool because it's like still prairie habitat, but it's of a higher elevation prairie habitat.
Very cool, man. Great looking animal.
Yeah, that's
right.
That's a really nice one.
Great contrast.
Yeah, this is that spot I said that it just has crazy variability.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Oh man, dude.
Back down to Arizona. Yeah. Yep. Back down to Arizona.
Oh, yeah. Dude, look, I have spikes red.
Good Lord. It just keeps going.
Wow. Dude, that's gotta be almost 20 foot.
It has to be. They get tall. They get real tall. They're it's so cool. That's in the southeastern Arizona Sky Islands. I love Arizona, the entire state. I love northern Arizona, but my heart's just captivated by the southeastern Sky Islands.
Yeah, man.
It's so cool. You get a little slice of everything. You get desert, you get mountain, you get subtropics,
Hell yeah. Absolutely, man. So cool.
I want to go see rattlesnakes, scorpions, and tarantulas.
What was in the tube? Was that prairie?
Prairie, yeah.
Nice.
All permitted, all legal. Not just willy-nilly going out there.
Yeah, I don't imagine you'd bring tubes in the field if you didn't have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are those groundhogs?
Prairie
Yep.
Dog Town?
Prairie dog?
Yep, Prairie Dog Town. Little tip if you're in Colorado, the most consistent way to find rattlesnakes, find a prairie dog town. There are 100%. That is the most. If you don't go to a prairie dog town, honestly, I wouldn't say you just get lucky, but it's a lot more getting lucky. But in fact, I've actually gotten so like used to prairie dog towns and seeing them there, I've started to pick up the prairie dogs will call out differently on if it's a human they see or if it's a rattlesnake they see, and they'll completely change like their behavior, the way they call to one another, their tone, everything, the whole body chemistry or body signals change on if it's a rattlesnake. And I've legit found rattlesnakes that way. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, have you just gotten lucky that it was a rattlesnake, or is it like, do they have a call for a rattlesnake? They have a call for pine snake, or is it just a call for danger snake?
I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't know that nuanced yet.
You haven't heard a difference as of yet.
I haven't heard it. No, I will say it's been 100% of the time a rattlesnake, but
okay.
But I mean, you'll find bulls in these areas too. But it seems like most consistently at most prairie dog towns, at least the ones I go to, it's viridis most of the time. There are some areas where you can't, like there aren't viridis present in the area, and you'll find bulls there instead at the prairie dog towns. But 9 times out of 10, it'll be viridis.
Wow, man, that's
How did you get linked up with the Rattlesnake Conservancy?
So that was a friend of mine, another Colorado boy, Herper.
Oh, shout out for the Varials hat too, son.
Yeah. Love them. So there was a homie. It was a friend that actually a guy who helped me get into herping kind of around the COVID time that I referenced earlier. And he just recommended, hey man, you're a snake nerd, you like this stuff, go check them out. They offer venomous handling courses. Don't have to be like a wildlife permitted person. You can just be regular Joe Schmo, just interested and curious about snakes. You sign up, you pay, and you can learn to handle venomous snakes. And then once you're there, of course you can, you meet a whole bunch of other like-minded individuals. I mean, you're in a room full of, rattlesnake nerds.
Oh yeah.
So you network, you talk to people, and one of the biologists there, we went out herping once, and afterwards he was like, hey man, I want to do disease studies in Colorado, and I have permits, and would you like to help? And I was like, hell yeah. It was all voluntary work. I'm not associated with the Rattlesnake Conservancy formally, just to put it out there. I advocate for them. They're an awesome organization. Definitely go check them out if you haven't heard of them before, you haven't checked them out before. They do a lot of cool reach out work, but just to officially put it out there, I am not aligned with them. I'm not officially on their team, but I was lucky enough that one biologist, who actually isn't part of the conservancy anymore, he's since moved on, not in a negative way, just matter of fact, he's moved on to different endeavors. He reached out to me, and I was very lucky that one year to get that privilege to put hands on wild snakes.
That's pretty awesome, man. That's actually
it was a pretty cool experience.
Yeah. The toad in those photos is Colorado River toad.
There were some in those pictures. I don't remember. I wasn't paying attention to that last picture, but yeah. I have a
bunch of cool amphibs, man.
It was a red spotted.
Red spotted, was it? Okay, yeah. I think in that series of pictures, I think there is a Colorado spotted or Colorado river toad somewhere in there.
Yeah, man. Dude, toads are awesome. Love toads,
Yeah.
especially desert ones. It's so cool.
Yeah. Living in a habitat that just like, how do you make it out there?
Oh yeah.
So
Oh,
how far
wow.
is southeastern Arizona for you as far as driving? How far of a drive is that?
About 14 hours. So yeah, it's a haul. It's either a really long day, which I've done that several times in a day, and that hurts. That physically hurts your back at the end of the day. Or you break it up into 2 days, which honestly, halfway point, New Mexico. You just
Mhm.
stop halfway in like Albuquerque area, do a little herping around there. Wake up the next day recharged. Cool herps, and you continue on.
Hell yeah.
So
It's a great way to do it.
And
yeah,
how
you kind
long
of
are
make
you
two.
trying to get out there for usually when you go? You making it like a long
Uh,
weekend, or are you trying to get out there for
yeah,
like a
no,
week?
I try to make like a week out of it. Honestly, if I'm gonna invest, that much time getting down there, no, I'll do more like the weekend. I'll do more like southeastern Colorado, because I mean, to get from like northern Colorado to southeastern Colorado, I mean, it's still like a 4 to 5 hour drive, just
Mhm.
to get out there. So I'll do that in like a weekend, do like a 3 day, get out there one evening, herp that evening, wake up, herp the whole next day, go to bed, wake up, come back the following day. But yeah, if I'm going all the way down, 14 hours in the car, I want to
Yeah.
make it last a certain amount of time.
Man, it just goes to tell you like how big those states are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Massive.
Yep. Those massive Western states.
Yeah. I mean, I can drive from here to, oh, geez, at least DC, Northern Virginia in 14 hours. That's
Mhm.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was not prepared for that with Texas, because we had the map, and Stone would be showing me like, hey, this is where we're going, or Phil would be showing me, and I'd be like, and he, that's 6 hours. I'm like, what do you mean that's 6 hours? It's literally like 2 inches on the map. Like, what do you?
Yeah.
It's just mind blowing. Like
Yep.
it's you can't wrap your head around it, because I mean, you
Well,
can get from my corner of South Carolina to the top adjacent corner of South Carolina in like 6 hours on the slow end. Like
Yeah.
if traffic's really bad, it's gonna be 6 hours. But I can't wrap my head around it.
It's crazy, man. It's good stuff, though. Glad you got to do it. I'm glad you get to have your Albuquerque stop off, man. That's super cool. Just and then before you know it, it's Palencios and Sky Islands galore. And oof.
Yep. It's cool too to like see the landscape change as you're
Oh,
like
yeah.
making the drive too.
Yeah. And watch your clock go back and then go forward and then go back again.
No, you'll just be the same all mountain time.
I thought New Mexico was like an hour behind or whatever.
Mountain time.
Oh, is it really?
Mountain
Man,
time.
we were, where were we? We was East Arizona, and there was one highway that to go north, you had to go into New Mexico and then back into Arizona, and the phones would change in hour time because daylight savings, and then when we go back to
Yeah.
Arizona, it wouldn't reset, and we all the car would say 4 a.m, but your phone said 5 or whatever, something like that.
There's a weird spot
Yeah.
in Chattanooga that's like that, where there's like this bend around a mountain corner.
Yeah.
Like the time zone is like central, and then like you're in eastern, you're in central, and then you're back in eastern because you're like kind of looping back around a little bit. It's weird. Same
Yeah,
thing.
man.
Your phone's like doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
There's windy Appalachia.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid humans and their lines on maps.
Yeah, I guess that is one interesting quirk with Arizona, just not doing daylight saving. So 50% of the time they're in mountain time, and then the other 50% of the time they're
Okay.
Pacific.
So that's probably what it was.
Pacific time. That's probably what it
That's
was.
probably
Yeah.
what it was.
Yeah, but no, Arizona, Colorado, and New Mexico are they're all just mountain time.
Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting.
How does that even work when one state decides they're not going to do daylight savings time, but everyone
They
else
just don't switch. They just half the year you're one time zone, half the year the other. I'm about it. I say the whole U.S. just throw away.
for sure.
Daylight savings.
Yeah.
It's weird that you have some people that are like, yeah, we're not going to do that. And
Yeah,
so
but you know why? It's all the people in the Northeast who are just depressed and miserable when it's dark at 4:30 in the evening. And like, I get that you want to have a little more sunshine, a little more less drab, less gray. I get that, but
they're not even doing that. They're just moving down to you and
yeah,
me.
exactly.
But like, here's always been my thing with that is like, I get that, but like, just go outside when it's, sunny. What does it matter what the clock says?
Exactly. Yeah,
I don't
but
know.
they're 9 to 5,
I guess.
Yeah. Those gigs aren't for us.
You got any other trips planned for this year?
Well, I'm going back down to southeastern Colorado. I think next weekend. I missed it last year. I didn't make it out there last year, so I'm kind of excited to get back out there. Hopefully it rains around that time. It's been so dry this spring. This is normally like our wet season, quote unquote. I mean spring. It's wet season. But normally it's supposed to be the wettest time of year right now, and it's been so bone dry. We've gotten a couple rainstorms recently, but I'm just hoping it doesn't just dry up super quick and then make herping a grind. Because once it dries up down there, it's brutal. I've made the mistake going down there in like July when it's like the hottest, driest it's going to be, and like nothing wants to move. But yeah, I'm doing that in next weekend, and then August right back down to the Sky Islands. So just on my bullshit again.
Is that typically when you try, like, what's in your opinion, when do you try to get to Arizona if you're gonna go herp?
I always go in August. I always try to time it with the monsoons.
Okay.
It usually it really, man, every year, obviously you can't predict when the monsoons hit or how strong the monsoons will be. Sometimes they start late July and they go strong through the whole season. Sometimes they start late and they're not starting until mid to late August. So you kind of just have to, I mean, if you live down there, you live close enough and you can just pull the trigger, then, you can go when it starts raining. But, if you have a job and you have to put, 2 months of advance notice, or you go to school and school starts in mid-August, you kind of have to go when you can go. That's, my situation. So I'm going early August. 2 years ago, I hit it and it was crazy strong monsoon. Everything wanted to come out. Everything was green and lush. And then last year, it was crispy. It was super crispy. I think the monsoon started to pick up shortly after I had left, unfortunately. But it's just the way it crumbles. The cookie crumbles. Yeah. So
we had the same issue here. We had a pretty serious drought up until the last couple of days, man, and it was sort of the same thing. Like when we went up and herped Francis Marion National, we still found some stuff, but it was like the only time we were really seeing anything was around like the culverts and the little underpasses, small bridges and stuff that are connected to the creeks and whatnot. And it was mostly cottonmouths, which I'm not complaining about. It was awesome, but dude, It was freaking dry. Like the entire state had a burn ban for weeks. Like abnormally, like we usually get a rain on a regular basis. Not as much as Florida folks do. Yeah, it hadn't been this dry in a long time, and it made herping kind of suck for a while there. But
yeah, that's what my folks have been saying. They're in the northern Florida area, and they were talking about how dry it's been. So
yeah, we had some crazy wildfires out in the Glades just west of Miami, and you have Miami International Airport, you have Fort Lauderdale International Airport, you have all the little executive airports in between, and there's some crazy Instagram videos of like just the horizon of the city is on fire. But like obviously no one's in danger because it's all in the wilderness area, and it's part of Florida's ecosystem. Like it's all the grass that's sticking out of the water, So it's not as bad a problem as people make it out to be, but it is definitely an indication of our dryness this year.
There was some sort of wildfire or something in Georgia. Must have like been right over the river or something, because we had so much smoke for a couple of days there from that.
Oh wow.
It was, dude, it was weird. And then Jake and I, when we were out road cruising, was it Wednesday? When we found that cane break.
Which, by the way, we got to show that thing off.
Yeah. There was some we found this new road that we started cruising because it looked really good, and we have yet to find anything but dead rough greens on it.
Oh, that's sad.
We think it's cursed. I'm convinced it's cursed. The road is creepy as shit. At night, that place is spooky. So we were out there driving, and they had some active burns going on, and that was pretty eerie too, because you're like driving by, and all the smoke comes out of nowhere, and then you just see this fire just happening in the woods, and then like we drove a couple more, 100 yards up the way, and there's like just a single tree on fire in this section of woods, and it's like pitch black because we had a lot of cloud cover and stuff because it was overcast, so like there was zero moonlight coming through. It was pretty eerie.
Dude, spooky's like the perfect term, It's fucking spooky.
So of course, then we're like messing with each other, and it's like, dude, how creepy would it be if we just, we're driving by, there's just this woman in white standing right there by the side of the road. I'm like, why would you say something like that?
Be like, hey, lady, you see any brakes? Boom.
That's a pretty animal.
I love that shot, bro. The leaf litter, the pine cone, like, dude, that's just a killer fucking shot.
It just happened to land, like, sit right there. It wouldn't sit still for a minute. And I'm glad we saw it when we did, because there was a truck that passed us that actually slowed down briefly, and I think they were going to roll down their window and ask us if we were okay, but then they saw that we had, we were moving a snake, and they just kind of took off.
Tell me Jake kept that.
I think he really regrets not.
Oh my God, dude. Come on. That's the perfect size. It's not an adult. It's not a baby.
Like, I don't need 2 canes. I'm like, you kind of do though. Like,
you kind of do,
like,
man.
This thing's nice.
Yeah, man. I think it's a screamer.
Kind of regretting it.
That's a clean animal.
Dude, crisp.
Go away, quick time. I got another one somewhere.
Dude, I gotta zoom in on that snake on my phone and then retext that picture to you, because that thing is just oof.
That is funny with the story of the truck driver slowing down to like, oh, you guys okay? And I've had that happen to me so many times.
Yeah, they slowed down like they were gonna stop and ask us, and then they saw what we were doing, and they kept going. They didn't even bother slowing, like rolling their windows down. They just took off. But I mean, had we not found this when we did, that truck would have 1,000% waffled this thing. So I'm glad we stopped when we did, or found it when we did, rather. But it was a good looking snake. Didn't rattle, nothing. It was just doing everything it could to get away from us.
Here, I just zoomed in and screenshotted it so you can share the big screen. I just sent it to you, Smitty.
Let me see. Oh yeah.
I mean, it's still a little blurry because it's like, forcibly zoomed in. But man, that snake, dude, like, I gotta be honest, man. I've had cane brakes over the years. I've never had one look like that. Look at that thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Jake's kicking himself a little bit because he thought about it. It's kind of brief, but he considered it, and then he's like, "Nah, I'm not gonna do it." He's like, "Okay, it's your call."
Man, like, just looking at that tail, man, it's kind of long, but because I think the one he's got is a male, but I don't know, man. Even if that was another male, it'd be worth it.
Let me see if I can. There's another one. Shit. I really hate how preview works on this thing.
Yeah.
But dude, that stripe on that thing was just.
Oh yeah, just that rust stripe. Yeah. Oh man, oh man.
We found that in between I think the final tally was like 10 or 12 copperheads.
Nice.
That one road in particular, like, that's why we struggled to go to the new road we started cruising, because it was like, why bet against a sure thing?
Yeah.
Because I don't think we've ever cruised that original road where we found that cane brake and not seen at least one thing. But it's almost always multiple copperheads on that road every time we go. Like, they're freaking crawling, dude. Babies everywhere. There were some adults this round. Found some ribbons and some other stuff, but
cool.
Yeah, I haven't seen a cane out there yet, and so finally finding one was nice because Jake's always seen a handful of them, and he's like, "Dude, they're so nice out here," and I'm like, "I'll never know," and just happened to cruise on that one, and when we made a pass back, Jake was like, "Okay, if that thing's back in the road, it's coming home," and I was like, "Okay," I was like, "Then you'll know because if it was, then it's meant to be." And of course, it wasn't. So.
That's wild, man. I never found one. I got to find one. Zach, you ever found a cane brake or timber or whatever?
I have not yet. Every time I'm down southeast, I get my ass handed to me. I'll be honest.
You got to go. So one of my favorite timbers is Oklahoma. I've never found one out. I've never been out there for herping. I've been out there once for work and stuff, but I had a friend that lived local to me down in South Florida, and somebody, I guess, caught them for him. Well, I don't know what the legalities were or whatever, but dude, those things were awesome looking. And I was like, this is from Oklahoma? Like, yeah, man, timbers in Oklahoma. I was like, I didn't even know they went that far.
Hell yeah.
That's cool.
That wouldn't be too bad. I mean, it'd be a little bit of a haul of a drive, but that wouldn't be too bad of a drive. So
yeah. Just to at least see one.
You know.
Well, next time you're like near Jacksonville, we're only like barely a 3-hour drive from Jacksonville.
True.
So
true.
We're right on the Georgia border. You'll have to hit us up.
Hell yeah.
But next time we talked about it, I think next time we go out there, we're gonna try and hit that new road first instead of the sure thing spot. Because we hit that new one kind of late, so we weren't really expecting to see much because at that point it was like 9 or 10 o'clock. So I think if we hit it sort of right after lights out, because that's when it like really exploded. Like we weren't seeing anything, but as soon as the sun went down and it went dark, man, it's copperheads. Like I swear to God, every 50 feet, just we'd get back in the car after moving one off the road and stop again. You know, it's everywhere. So, do
you pay attention to temperature as well, or is it just sundown that you like look for?
No, we usually look at the forecast sort of ahead of time. We're looking at the moon phase, whether it's going to be overcast or clear. I don't put a ton of stock into that. I think Jake puts a little more. He relies on a lot heavier than I do, and sort of too much so in my opinion. But definitely, the like low to mid 70s is the sweet spot. And then with all that cloud cover we had that night, because it was almost a full moon, it wasn't quite, but that overcast, really blackened things out, made a pretty big difference, I think, too. But that road doesn't seem to matter when we go or what the temperatures are. There's almost always copperheads or something hanging out. We found cottonmouths out there, really nice corn, handful of yellow rats, some ribbon snakes. He found a black swamp snake once.
It's a hell of a night, man.
I've never seen those, so that'd be a first for me. But there's all kinds of stuff out there. And
do your swamp snakes have the red belly?
I believe they do.
Okay, yeah.
The pictures of the ones I've seen have.
I never found one until. Was it last year? I think me and Anna Maria were like bored, and it was colder. It's not cold, but it was like 64. And this is, like I said, like a year ago. And I was like, oh, well, let's go drive around with the WMAs. We're not going to see anything. It's 64 degrees out. And then, boom, got a diesel giant scarlet snake, like a world record scarlet snake, and a swamp snake. I never found it. So clearly down by me, it's got to be chilly for them to be out of water,
What I really want to do, and I was talking to Jake about it too when we were riding around, was like start keeping track of, like I keep meaning to take a temp gun with me because I'm curious what the pavement temperatures are when we're finding stuff, like air temp, like start collecting data, and then over a long enough period of time, if we're keeping track of what we're finding and what time and like all the environmental information we can as far as weather and stuff, like if we can look at on a long enough timeline, like clear patterns of things. And which I mean, obviously you could do just by Googling stuff, but I feel like for like a hyper specific area like that road that we go on, Like we can have a really good idea of like, okay, well, we noticed canes when it was like this in this window of time in that, whatever part of the season. Like, so that's when we need to be hitting this area if we want to see canes and, that kind of thing. So it'll just be fun. And also just the amount of copperheads we see. I'm like, dude, we need to start keeping a tally of the number of copperheads. Because I swear it's going to be triple digits by the end of the year. Like there's so many of them out there. It's unbelievable. Like, and surprisingly, there's not a lot of DOAs or DORs because with the amount of live ones we see on the roads, like, and it's not a highly trafficked road at all. Like there's a handful of houses out there, but there's not a lot of people riding around out there. But even just with in ratio to the sheer number of live ones, I'm like, how are we not seeing DORs like all over the place? Because Jesus, dude, those things are heavy out there. Nice. I've never been on a road where I've seen that many copperheads every time we go out. Like, you want to see copperheads when you come up this way, Phil. Like, that's where we're gonna go.
Nice. Yeah, man, that's another one I've never found in the wild. I one time, man, where was I? I was in Myrtle Beach for a reptile show that me and Jay Eaton drove up because he was vending it.
Is that the old Fire Expo?
No, this is actually his show. He put on a show that wound up turning out to be like the Myrtle Beach show or whatever. And it was massive. And when I was up there, a buddy was like, oh, I know this really cool road and we'll find copperheads. I was like, oh, awesome. We found one DOR neonate, and that I was like, that doesn't count. And that's it. So
a majority of the ones we see on this road are small, like probably yearling or younger.
Oh wow!
This last trip we saw probably more adults than I think we've seen, and a lot of variability. Because Jake is looking for an aberrant one. If Jake finds an aberrant one, he's taking it home. I found a striped one last year at my parents' house, which is we're probably a solid 45-minute drive from that road that we go to, but he was really mad at me that I didn't keep it. But I'm like, I didn't know you were looking for one, otherwise I would have.
Yeah, exactly.
Pictures of it. And so now we're on the hunt. If we see an aberrant one cruising out there, he wants to hold on to it. So
nice.
But that's the if I ever have someone who says I want to see a copperhead, like that's where we're going, because I can almost guarantee that you're gonna see one.
Have you thought about, obviously the Wi-Fi one wouldn't work, but have you ever thought about putting a Bluetooth Govee out there, just like hanging on a tree?
At least for like the night while we're cruising, that wouldn't be not.
Dude, I would leave it out there. Dude, you know how it comes with that little lanyard, that little nylon.
Someone would notice the light. Someone would, like, mine have the little blue flashing light on it that however often flashes.
Oh no, mine don't have any LED or anything.
Mine's one of the bigger ones though. It's not like the little brick.
Okay, no, I have the little tiny one that looks like
just a little square.
Yeah, it's like a little square, and it has a little nylon lanyard on it, and it's got the wafer battery inside it. And dude, it lasts like maybe 3 years before it took a crap. But I've seen where, not for herping, but like guys took a deli cup and popped a hole in it and put the string through it, so it kind of made like an umbrella, so it didn't get directly rained on, and like they just hang it on something, like in the barn or whatever, or out in the woods. And like, dude, you could find a tree at the start of the road, hang it on the non-visible side, drive a mile down the road, hang another one, and then once a week go by and just collect the data with your Bluetooth.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
That is a good idea. Have to find a spot where it can't be seen from the road so somebody doesn't steal it.
Yeah. Or I mean, like, it'd probably be even easier out in the desert because you don't have that perpetual rainfall every day. But you just like stick one in a fucking in a succulent and just come back in a week and Bluetooth get within Bluetooth walking distance and ping it, you know?
Or just chuck one down a damn den site like a grenade. And just periodically come by and just collect the data through the ground.
Well, dude, you tie it to a piece of monofilament fishing line, throw that sucker down there with it's got a little monofilament fishing line lanyard, you know, and then when you're done with your season or whatever, just pull the thing out. Yeah. I don't know. There's probably a law against that. I'm going to get a knock on the door.
Yeah. I tried the endoscope thing with some of the burrows, whether they were armadillo or gopher burrows, and it did not work out the way I thought it would. I was really hopeful because we go, one of the spots we go to has a ton of gophers, especially on this one plot in particular. And so I'm like, I'm going to get an endoscope and I want to see like if these diamondbacks that we keep hoping to see are actually just hanging out in these burrows, and they're actually everywhere. We just never see them because they're not out of those things. And it just didn't work. It was too thin and wiry to be able to like steer. And it was a pain in the ass. So.
We usually like hire a rotor-rooter guy. Be like, hey man, meet me at this WMA. I'll pay you for the hour. Just get the rotor-rooter one with like the giant cable,
I got one of those electric, like motorized snakes for toilets recently because we kept having issues with the plumbing in the house.
Yeah.
So I've got one of those, dude. I could 1,000% just electrical tape that endoscope to that thing and then just have it go down.
Yeah. Why don't you do that, man?
Because it's probably illegal. I don't,
Better ask.
Why do you have this cobalt drain snake?
Yeah. Just don't bring a snake hook and don't bring a snake bag, and you're good. Plausible deniability.
Just don't get caught.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, it's a WMA that we'd be doing it at, so it's probably extra frowned upon. I should take it to my parents' house, though, because there's a couple armadillo burrows near some of my tin stacks.
Yeah, do that, man. Dude, even if you get video footage of an armadillo in its den, how cool would that be? It'd be cool as hell, man.
True.
Or like you're the one guy that learns that like armadillos live with groundhogs and cuddle up together, and you get to write a paper on it. Is Smitty frozen or is he just in disbelief?
He's frozen.
Oh, he's frozen.
Okay.
Yeah, he's frozen.
There was a moment there where I thought it was disbelief too.
Yeah, I thought he was like, "Is this fucking guy for real?" I like
funny.
that. Look, he's got that 1,000-yard stare. Like, this is my co-host.
That's funny. I was right there with you.
Yeah. Well, we're almost at the 2-hour mark. Oh, we lost him. There he goes.
Oh, no.
We're almost at the 2-hour mark. So this is about the time of the show when we ask you, where can people get a hold of you? Where can people see your photography? And just tell us the socials.
Well, the best way to follow me would be on Instagram, your local snake nerd, underscore between each word. So your underscore local underscore snake underscore nerd. That's the best way to follow me if you want to watch or see my, photography, my adventures. And then Facebook, just my name, just Zach Van Arsdale. You can follow me. I'm not super active on Facebook. I kind of just jump in and out, mainly on Instagram. So, yeah, nice. That's pretty much the socials right there. I keep it kind of simple.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Well, Smitty, now that you're back, you missed a funny segment of us thinking that you were in serious disbelief of what I said.
Dude, my internet just randomly decided to give up. So
I'm gonna emulate what you look like. This is what you look like.
Pretty much.
And I was like, oh man, he hates what I just said.
Yeah. My internet just randomly dropped out. So
oh, it's good. It's good.
Well, this episode was brought to you by Fulvius Apparel, fulviusapparel.com, hats, shirts, hoodies, coffee mugs, I guess. Fishing shirts, quote unquote, polyester, UPF, in situ line. Check it out. Use the code THN at checkout. Get 15% off your order. That is the exclusive promo code for THN listeners and viewers like you. Blackboxcages.com. Best racks and cages around. You will not regret your purchases. Whether you need LEDs, UVs, heat panels, toe kicks, dollies, the list goes on. Tons of customization options, tons of different sizes, tub sizes, cage sizes, all that good stuff. What are you adding?
Oh no, I was going to say what you just said. It's good.
Okay.
Keep going.
And then cold-blooded caffeine. That Snakes and Stogies blend, Mexico, Rwanda together, whether it's whole bean, finely ground for espresso, pour over. You can get it ordered however you need it. Use the code SMOKE at checkout. Get you some coffee. It's nutritious. It is delicious. It will hydrate you because it's made of water.
It is.
Try it. I think we're supposed to be back for THP on Thursday.
Nice.
And then we are sort of planning some Arachnerd stuff too. We got a couple folks in the pipeline for that. So I don't know if that'll happen this week. It might be a 3 podcast week for me. We'll see. I don't know for sure yet, but yeah, either way, be on the lookout for that. We'll be here Thursday. I got to ask Jake if we'll do THP live or not. I think we might. Supposed to be with Jeremy Hicks. He's going to be kicking it with us. I don't know that we've had him on THP yet. If we have, it's been a couple of years. I think we had him on here not too long ago.
Yeah.
It was pre-Carpet Fest.
Yeah.
But either way, it's been a minute since we've done THP. So
yeah, man,
we're going to make that happen. But
Jeremy's the boy. He's the man.
he is. He just had him a clutch of carpets hatch.
Oh, nice.
We'll talk about that and some other stuff. But
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Zach, we appreciate it.
We do, man.
We'll see
I
everybody
appreciate you guys.
later.
Bye.
Peace.